Welcome to the Warrant Finance meeting, May 21st. It's approximately 6:45. First of all, before we get too involved here, I would like to thank Jen and Dan for what they've done for the Warrant Finance Committee, having these meetings. I really appreciate it. And I also would like to thank the selectmen. We met last night, and I met with Jen and Michelle a little earlier, working with the Warrant Finance Committee to try to clarify some of this stuff, and I appreciate what they've done. With that being said, the first one, Jen sent this out to everybody, so hopefully they've had a chance to look at it. The first one is Article 32, and it's to see if the town will vote to appropriate fiscal year 2020-2021 anticipated municipal revenues from the categories listed below, and the use of funds from the municipal undesignated fund balance to reduce the amount raised by taxation during the tax minute. And as you can see below that is the revenue categories. Excise tax, interest, penalties, plumbing and building permits, tree growth reimbursement, town animal fees, victual licenses, vital records, agent fees, investment earnings, ambulance service fees, recycling returns, and miscellaneous non-restricted state revenue not previously appropriated to other articles. And this is something that Tom had brought up, and Michelle and Jen and the selectmen added that in. So with that, can I have a motion on Article 32, please?
Make a motion we accept Article 32 as written.
I second
it. Any discussion? Seeing none, hopefully I can see everybody. Arnie?
Yes.
Taka?
Yes.
Virginia? Can you hear me, Virginia?
You've disappeared.
She's not there.
Could you hear her, Jen?
No.
She has dropped off the meeting for the moment.
Okay, David?
Yes.
Roland?
Yes.
We'll wait till we get Virginia back.
Good.
I appreciate everybody's patience with this. It's quite a process to keep this stuff going.
Okay. But I need the one for, yep. Yeah.
She was Virginia's here, but she's gone. I mean, she disappeared. I saw this or something. Probably my pain grade. It is called
Yeah.
right, so Virginia is on speaker. We're trying to sort it out, but she can hear you and she's prepared to vote on Article 32.
Okay, what's your vote, Virginia, yes or no?
I don't hear anybody, Jen. Have you?
Okay, hold on.
Dennis. That's not gonna work. Dennis, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah. The problem is that I'm on the headset and I'm trying to take it off so that you can hear her, but it's not,
I'm not being friendly.
You want to try to zoom in? All right. Hold on, we got a resolution here. Bear with us. Zoom.us, I'll give you the number. We'll try to sort through this. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, they cough a little fast. I said they cough a little fast. The one that Blueberry Plains. Got it. I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Hello.
I don't know how easy this is going to be, but all right, Virginia. Now, Dennis, talk to her now.
Virginia, can you hear me now? Virginia?
Oh, Chris got us back to the Zoom. Oh, wait.
Can you hear me, Virginia?
Goodbye.
Yay.
I would,
All right, Dennis. Here we go.
Oh, you're in stereo, Jennifer.
That's because you're on the phone.
I still yield.
Anybody breathe?
I hung up on you, Virginia. Hang the phone up.
All right. Oh. She's laughing at me.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. How would you vote on Article 32?
This is the one we're going to add the types of revenue to the
Yes,
description.
that's the only change, Virginia.
Okay.
Okay, is that a yes?
Yep. We're good.
Okay, 6-0, Jen.
Thank you.
Yay.
We already did Article 33.
Maybe you won't.
So Article 34, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $962,034 for general government for wages, operation costs, and employees' benefits for the following departments. Governing bodies, selectmen, $30,271. Gym electricity, $720. Office assistants, $64,100. Municipal management, $492,690. Elections, $7,959. Register of voters, $4,570. finance treasury, 52,188. Town administrator, town clerk, tax collector, 89,292. Assessment, 44,000, and land use, 175,44. Could I have a motion on Article 34, please?
Make a motion, we accept Article 34 as written.
I second it.
Any discussion?
I thought we did this one last night. I mean, the other night.
No.
No.
Oh, well.
Dennis, can I present on behalf of the board, go through this very quickly?
Of course.
Okay. So just for the purpose of the Warrant and Finance, in case you don't have last year's budget in front of you, I'm gonna just want to go through it so that you can see the changes from last year. First of all, last year we raised and appropriated $993,700. So this article is $30,000 less than last year. The selectmen's line has flatlined. It's the exact same. The gym, originally, there was $4,600, if you recall, at town meeting. That was lowered to $0. The selectmen did put $720 in this year just to be able to cover the electricity. The office assistant line went down $2,000 based on seniority and one position leaving and another coming in. We were able to save a little bit of money there. Municipal management was $519,000. That's down $492. That's where all of your contracts and benefits, unemployment, taxes, everything's in that line. The elections did go up about $1,000. We are planning for a major presidential election in November and are going to need the extra help during that election. The Register of Voters salary is flatlined. The treasurer's salary went up about $100. That's from dues and training increase only. Town clerk tax collector is the same, flatlined as last year. Assessment, which is O'Donnell's and Associates, that is flatlined from last year. And land use is up $100, also due from dues and training. So overall, I mean, our budgets are down $30,000.
Thank you, Jen. Anybody have any other questions or comments?
So,
So I do. Excuse me. The office assistants, and I realize the numbers are what they are, but I'm a bit concerned about that, and I'm going to quote Jen here. In the past, she has said every time we get somebody trained, they go and find another job somewhere, and we invest all this time in them. And we have three relatively new people here that basically get no benefits compared to the rest of the staff, and their pay isn't that much. And I think it would have been nice to at least send a message that the town appreciates their employment some, even if you gave them a 50-cent an hour raise. Between the three employees, you're talking a grand total of $2,000 for the year. And I just think it would send a good message to them. That's my thought about that.
So just for clarity, Dennis, if I can just jump in for a second. So the office assistant covers the deputy town clerk, tax collector, and then the position, and the deputy treasurer and the town administrator support staff. There is a little bit of wiggle room in there should the board decide to give a merit raise. But this, remember this number is being down, but there's still a little bit of wiggle room in there, whether it be a small increase or additional hours. But we based it on what they started at, and we've started the scale higher each time that positions leave. And as much as I appreciate what you're saying, I think that if we look at the history of why, because the downstairs positions haven't changed, they have stayed the same. If you look at the positions that have changed upstairs, I don't think it's not a matter of money. It's a matter of promotion. I mean, you've got a deputy town clerk that's working in a deputy as a deputy in an office. What deputy town clerk doesn't want to become clerk? So, they could be making, a good hourly salary, but when a neighboring town opens up a clerk position, I mean, that's a promotion. So
I appreciate that, Jen. I just personally think that's something that should be looked at, and that's just my opinion.
On,
The other thing is, the selectmen,
You gotta be quiet, okay?
cut the planner out for land use, and I don't know if everybody really understands how important this planner is at this stage of the process with the planning board and our code. And I was wondering maybe Kenny could speak about that, just so everybody has a clear picture of why he wanted that.
I think the board met with him prior to making this, the board met with him already. I know he's not near his computer. Let me see if I can buzz him, but that's a difficult position to put the employee in. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there, because the board did meet with him, and he, you know what I mean, and they made that decision, so it may be something that you might want to have the selectmen speak more of, rather than, and I mean, certainly we can hear Ken, but that puts him in a difficult position, because these are his bosses, and we're gonna have him tell the Warrant and Finance why the position is needed. The board understands why it's needed. They just felt like it was in the best interest right now. But Ken, I'm trying to unmute you. Are you there? Dan, can you help me out? He's not unmuting. There we go. Can you hear us, Ken?
Yeah, I'm back.
Dennis wants you to talk about the importance of that planner position.
Yeah, and we talked about it at the planning board a little bit too. My concern is the zoning ordinance has been cobbed together by who's ever on the board for the past 30, 40 years. And it really needs attention, so does the comp plan. I understand we're in, as everyone says, uncharted area. We have no idea where we're going or anything. I think we're going to see a huge influence of people moving to the rural community, just like we did after 9/11. Although I know, most of us have all been selectmen as well too, and we all know working with the budgets and things like that. I'm okay, because zoning wise, we kick the articles to hopefully a fall town meeting. And if we need to look at this in the fall, I'm okay with that too.
Thank you, Ken. I wanted the Warrant Finance Committee to understand it, Jen.
Yeah. No, I know. I hate to put him in that position. Do you know what I mean? Where it's kind of a, but he explained it well, and I think with him being, he seems okay with it, so.
I know he could explain it a lot better than I could. The only other thing on there is the selectmen's pay. I would wondering if the selectmen would be willing for at least this fiscal year to get paid the same as the school board gets paid. If they consider that under the circumstances, times being what they are. Anybody want to speak about it? They'd rather not.
I'll speak on it.
Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, I'm not all that interested in doing that. I think Jen, maybe you can remind us, when was the last time that line got a raise? Was it last year?
Well, that'd be Michelle.
Oh, sorry, Michelle.
Last year, yes.
But then prior to that, it was
It was a long time.
5+ years, I think. And
Yeah.
I think last year it actually, I
Just
think
3%.
I think last year it actually snuck through. So
You might have been 20
times being what they are, we all need a little extra. So, I mean, what we're getting paid for what we do, I think is fair.
Yeah.
The school board may be underpaid as far as, they are underpaid as far as I'm concerned. So theirs probably ought to be squeaked up a little bit. But
They get about $5 a week, Ed, and I don't think
they definitely need to have more than that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not so much us overpaid; they're underpaid by a lot.
I
And
think
from
it's about 20 years, Ed, really, since it's been changed.
From a clerk's point, the Board of Selectmen, unless something is on fire, we don't have time to hold another meeting for them to change one of these articles and make another vote. That has to be done in a legal public Board of Selectmen's meeting. They made their recommendations last night. We consider their work done. When your recommendations are done, the ballot's going to the printer. So they would have to schedule another meeting, which, we're assuming would be next Wednesday. They'd have to change the article, and they would, they'd have to re-vote on it.
I got something to say.
And it was just a conversation.
Yeah, I know, I wanted to put it out there.
Can I speak on this?
Thank you, Dennis.
Sure, Dave, go ahead.
Back when I ran for selectman, I made a couple of remarks about the easiest 2 hours, $200 I ever make in my life, okay? I'm going to backtrack on that a little bit because I don't know how many hours I've got on Zoom meetings, how many hours a day I have on the phone, getting out of work early to make a Zoom meeting, putting an employee in my position, which I'm paying them to do that so I can be here. And honestly, the first time we heard, hearing about it right before we're going to vote on the last bunch of them and we're going to make changes like that, I believe this probably wouldn't have even have been an issue if somebody else had been elected. I think this is an ambush, and I don't need the money. I spend more than that a week on Dunkin' Donuts, but it's just the purpose of it. And I think that's kind of a Bush League thing to do at last second.
Thank you, Dave.
Move, please.
Roland, go ahead.
Move the question, please.
I second it.
Now, I have to say something, Roland.
Yes, Dennis, go ahead.
When people make, like you said, move the question, that's a motion. And when somebody seconds that, that means we gotta take 2 votes. It doesn't matter to me if we do take 2 votes, but that's the way it has to roll. So I just want everybody to be aware of that. So, all in favor of moving the question? Ani?
Yes.
Taka?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Roland?
Yes.
It's unanimous, Jim. Okay. All in favor of Article 34 is written. Ani? You hear me, Ani?
What's that?
All in favor of Article 34.
Oh, yes.
Taka?
Yes.
Virginia?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Roland?
Yes.
It's unanimous, Jim. I met with Jennifer and Michelle. I think it was Tuesday. Jen wanted me to come out and go over the warrant articles and make sure we're on the same page of what we did and what we didn't do and whatever. And I brought up the rates again and had a good conversation with Jen and Michelle. And at the last meeting, I said there's no authority there to pay the road commissioners. If they were operating the equipment, there was no rate for the equipment for the road commissioners. And town meeting has to set those rates. And they agreed. And then I met with the selectmen last night, and they agreed to change the wording at the end, the caveat at the end of that warrant article. So the article is different, and I know we voted on this before, but this is a different wording for the article. So we're going to take a new vote on Article 38.
Excuse me, Dennis.
Yes.
I don't have anything down for Article 37 as to how we voted.
You did not vote on Article 37.
Skipped it.
I skipped it again?
Yeah.
I
You did.
apologize.
I was trying to ask you before you got into the explanation on 38.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
You want to finish 38 since you're right there in it?
Yes.
Yeah, then we'll go back to 37.
Would you like me to read the two changes that were added to the, it's clear?
If you would like to.
Okay. So all of the rates are the same. Nothing, no number has been changed in this article. Underneath the last number, the line is being added that says, in the event that the road commissioner is the operator of the equipment, a deduction of $27.01 will be taken from the equipment rates listed above. The next line also changed. It now reads, town to furnish cutting edges and bolts for equipment used exclusively for winter maintenance on Town of Acton roads. The rest is the same.
So, can I have a motion on Article 38, please?
Make the motion, we approve Article 38 as amended.
Second it.
It's moved and seconded. Any other discussion? See, nobody's raising their hands. All in favor? Arnie?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Virginia?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Roland?
Yes.
It's unanimous then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Article 37, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $54,097 for public safety to be expended as follows. Street lights, $1,800. Animal control, $17,212. Communications, $33,147. EMA director, $1,938 for a total of $54,097. Have a motion on Article 37, please.
Make a motion, we approve Article 37 as written.
I second it.
Any discussion?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Virginia.
What is, from APAT, what is the, is it about $1,200?
So he had put in for a couple of different capital improvement.
Yeah, and I see them in the budget book, but it's, I'm just,
Hold on a minute. We're on Article 37.
right.
That's public safety.
Street lights, animal control, communications, EMA.
Yeah. Do you have that, Virginia?
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong place.
Okay.
And
Hold
there's
that thought.
Go ahead, Arnie.
just a point of information. Under animal control, there's an $850 expenditure for a phone. Does Shapley match the same thing, or we paying all of it?
So far, right now, Acton is paying all of it, and let me tell you why. So he just became the animal control officer over there. When our animal control officer resigned, we brought him in as for a temporary basis, just as a trial. The Board of Selectmen just appointed him, and it will be on the agenda for us to start. We'll put it on the agenda in the next week or two to make sure we start paying towards that. Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Anything else?
But I don't know if
Wait,
you'll be.
Seeing none. Arnie.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Virginia.
Yes.
Roland.
Yes.
Unanimous, Jen.
Yes.
I didn't do, who did I miss? I'm sorry.
Me, Dave.
Sorry.
No problem.
Article 39. This is the one that we asked last week for Selectmen to break out the different accounts, and that's what they did. I appreciate that. So Article 39 is to see if the town will vote to raise $816,731 and appropriate $868,519, with $51,788 to be appropriated from the state LRAP funds received for surfacing and reconstruction for the roads department. Said funds to be dispersed after a project list, including line item budgeting, has presented to the Board of Selectmen to be expended as follows. And you can also...
Wait, reading.
Please.
Thank you. Any discussion on that? Any questions?
A motion to accept Article 39 as written.
Thank you, Roland.
I second it.
Seconded by Mr. Winchell. Any discussion?
Cheryl.
Seeing none. Arnie,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virginia,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Roland,
Yes.
unanimous, Jen. To see Article 40, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $296,276 for the operation of the transfer station. Have a motion, please.
Motion to approve Article 40 as written.
I second it.
Any discussion? Seeing none?
No.
I'm sorry, was it one? I guess not. It's hard. People need to understand, it's hard running this meeting with this amount of people. And sometimes I miss people, and I hope for your leniency. Connie,
Yes.
Becca,
Yes.
Virginia,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Roland,
Yes.
and it's unanimous, Jane. Article 41, to see if the town will vote and raise and appropriate $250 for the Conservation and Forestry Committee. What's your pleasure?
Make a motion to approve Article 41 as written.
I second it.
Any questions? Discussion? Seeing none. Ani,
Yes.
Becca,
Yes.
Virginia,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Roland,
Yes.
unanimous, Jim. Article 42, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $1,077 for planning and development to be spended as foresters stipend. What's your pleasure?
Recommend we approve Article 42 as written.
I second it.
Any discussion? Questions? Seeing none. Ani,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Virginia,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Roland,
Yes.
unanimous, Jim. Thank you. 43. If I accidentally skip one here, make sure you bring it to my attention. Article 43, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $3,000 from the Cemetery Committee for maintenance, replacement of flags, markers, and repair of veterans' graves. I have a motion.
Motion to approve Article 43 as written.
I second it.
Questions? Discussion? Seeing none. Ani,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Virginia,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Roland,
Yes.
Dennis. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, Jen. It's unanimous. Thank you. Article 44, as you can see, the selectmen broke up the social services in 3 articles. And they tried to lump them together more or less with the services in each article to maybe make it a little easier for everybody. So Article 44 is to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $9,996 for social services to be expended as follows.
Waive the reading.
Thank you. Do I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we approve Article 44 as written.
Second it.
Any discussion? I guess I'll be quiet about that one. Ani,
Yes.
Tata,
Yes.
Virginia,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rollin.
Yes.
Unanimous, Jen. To see if the town, Article 45, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $25,000 to be expended as follows. Acton Shapley Historical Society, Acton Public Library, Southern Maine Veterans Memorial Cemetery, and Grafton Center. What's your pleasure?
Recommend we approve Article 45 as written.
I second it.
Any discussion?
I have a question on the first one, Acton Shapley Historical Society.
Yeah.
Looking in the budget folder that Michelle gave us, it shows that Historical Society with expenses of $10,800 roughly and income of a little over $30,000. So since it's a tight budget year, why do we want to consider giving them even $1,000? I mean, we're cutting back on people's pay increases. This, I don't get it, that's all.
Are you saying, Virginia, what you're saying is they have $30,000 in the bank? Is that what you mean?
They've income of over $30,000 and expenses of $10,800 roughly. So
Well,
since everybody's wallets are pretty tight, it doesn't look to me like it looks to me like they could do without the $1,000 this year.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
isn't this we were just told a little while ago that the warrant articles have been approved. How can you take one out of all of these? It's either an up or down. You can't say take that $1,000 out. It's pretty much set.
I understand that, but that's the only one I have a question about. So
Yeah.
I thought maybe somebody might have an answer.
And, well, I can't answer for why the selectmen put it in, no.
Oh, the selectmen are on board here.
Yeah, if somebody would like to answer.
Can't they answer?
Yes, they can be. They're willing to.
Ed, I'm on mute. Go ahead, Ed.
Yep.
Go ahead, Ed.
No, we kept all these exact same as last year. Anybody that asked for an increase did not get any increases. Everything stayed the same as last year. And I mean, the Historical Society is it's a pretty important part of the town, both in Chapley and in Acton. And I mean, $1,000. Yeah, I can understand what you're saying, Virginia, but we didn't feel as though the $1,000 was. It's a moot point, really, one way or the other, as far as the overall budget is concerned. So, but no, we just left. There were people that asked for increases, and we didn't do any increases in these at all. So,
I understand that, but I'll just say this one more time.
Yep.
If I'm working for the town of Acton and I don't get a pay raise, not even a buck, I would look at this and say, why do they need that when I look at their income and expenses?
true. No, I can understand that. So, point that was brought up earlier is the possibility of another special town meeting in the fall, and I'd be open to entertain that, but not until after tax deadline comes and goes. We can see where we are. I mean, we're all very concerned with what income and how the income is going to affect the town. So, yep.
Okay.
Michelle, please.
So Virginia, I just wanted to add that whether they need the money or not, they are planning on working on the Lincoln Schoolhouse, which is a town building.
Okay.
So it's just some restoration work there. That I think that's why we were considering putting them on initially. So
Anything else?
No, doesn't change my opinion of it. Nothing else.
Okay, thank you, Virginia. We'll take a vote. Arnie,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Virginia.
Okay.
That's a yes, I take it.
Yeah.
David,
Yes.
Roland,
Yes.
and it's unanimous. Article 46. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate 36,000 in donations to be expended as follows. Acton Wakefield Watershed Alliance, $10,000. Acton Shapley Youth Corps Conservation Corps, $22,000. Balls Lake Improvement Association, $2,000. And Great East Lake Improvement Association, $2,000. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve Article 46 as written.
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I just think the top two, the 10,000 and 22,000 are a bit high, given our financial circumstances.
Anybody else? Seeing none. Arnie,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Virginia,
No.
David,
Yes.
Roland.
Yes.
5-1 on that, Jen. Thank you, Jen. Article 47, to see if the town will vote and raise appropriate $10,900 for dam expenditures. Mausam Watershed Dam Coalition annual maintenance is $5,350. Dam Capital Improvement Fund is $5,000, and Balls Lake Dam Operator stipend is $550. Can I have a motion, please?
Recommend approve Article 47 as written.
I second it.
Any discussion? I have a couple of comments. This is down about $8,000 from when it was originally put up there. Michelle sent an email, and I think everybody got that information from Sanford on the dam, the expenditures and what they were for. And not quite a bit of money out of that article, understanding clearer what we're paying for. And I'm not gonna talk against this, but Ed, can Ed hear me, Jen?
yes.
Ed, you can hear me all right?
Oh, yeah.
I would ask Ed to take a hard look at our agreement with Sanford on this, because it was my understanding at the time, and I think you were around, Ed, when we got into this agreement with them, that it was for maintenance on the two dams, Square Pond and Mausam Lake. And looking at the breakdown we got from the city of Sanford, it says in there that we're also paying for grounds maintenance and snow removal and things like that. And I really don't think the town of Acton should be putting any money towards that. Yeah, I think it should just be for the operation of the dam, because that's a lot of money from what townspeople, most of them anyway, understood it was supposed to be for operating the dam. And the guy that does Vaults Pond, between Acton and Newfield's getting paid about $1,100 a year. And the people that are taking care of this down there is getting over 20,000. And something just doesn't, so I'd ask before another season, Ed, if maybe we could look into that a little bit.
Be happy to.
With that being said, I'm not opposed to the money, it's just, it doesn't, something just doesn't.
Okay. The Mosum Dam, where they did all the repair work last year, I know that there was a roadway put into that so they could get in there. So I don't know this for sure. I'm just throwing this out. It may be accessible now in the wintertime. Maybe they're planning on plowing that all the way to the dam, because they do go down and check it in the wintertime. And that's behind John Gallant's house. So it may be something that was added, I'm not sure, but we'll definitely look into it for next year.
Thank you, Ed.
Yep.
Any other questions? Seeing none. Arnie,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Virginia,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Wallen,
Yes.
unanimous, Jan. Article 48, to see if the town will raise $11,120 and appropriate $45,583, with $34,463 to come from fiscal year 21 franchise fee revenues for operation of the Acton Public Access TV, also known as APAC, and to carry over any unused funds to the APAC Capital Improvement Fund. What's your pleasure?
Recommend approval of Article 48 as written.
I second it.
Any questions? You know, you had some questions, Virginia.
I did. I finally got on the right page. What's this 11,124? Is this something that we have to have, or is this a nice to have item?
I'm trying to unmute myself. It's nice to have item. So the cable channel has now been up for over 10 years. They have used a minimum amount of capital improvements over the years to keep it maintained. The franchise fee that comes off of everybody's bill essentially keeps it running, but that equipment and everything is electronics. I mean, think about how often you've updated your phone or computer in the last 10 years. He's got to be able to keep up with it. He's got a switch and a backup, a couple of pieces that have to be replaced. There was he had two things in there this year, and he compromised with which one he thought was needed more to keep the station up and running.
Can I speak?
Arnie, go ahead.
Yeah, do you know if this purchase that he's making, does this come with an annual maintenance fee?
No, Michelle, remind me which one he put in there. This one's there wouldn't be any annual fees.
Looks like a server.
Yeah, there was one flat. Was it the server he left in there, or either way, he would have spoken up if there was some sort of, something tied to it, I would think.
Yeah, it's the server and switch.
Say it again, Michelle?
This is the server and the switch.
Okay, so it is the server and switch. So no, that's what actually is going to run the station. So he would be the one maintaining it. So we wouldn't be paying fees to anybody else.
Can I speak?
Who was it? I'm
That
sorry.
was me, Dennis. I just want to elaborate on that a little bit. You still there?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a point. Back when he came to us about this, we were having that issue where if you notice on channel 26 there'd be some meetings where people were being freeze framed and it was just repeating itself over and over and over and over. And he said this piece of equipment was going to help fix that problem.
Okay.
Anything else?
Not for me.
All set, everybody? Arnie?
Yep. Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Virginia?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rollins?
Yes.
It's unanimous, Jen. Before I ask for a motion to adjourn, again, I would like to thank Jen and Dan for all their work in these meetings. And there is quite a chore sometimes when you got 15 people on a meeting and trying to keep track where everybody is, and we have problems. And I'd also like to thank the Warrant and Finance Committee, all the members, for treating everybody with respect throughout the meetings. And Jen and Michelle have just been absolutely great. And I would like to thank the selectmen for their work with the Warrant and Finance Committee. And the only thing that I want to touch on is these articles we did tonight. This is the first conversation tonight that the Warrant and Finance Committee has had a conversation about. There was a couple articles that we brought back, but for the most part, like the general government one and different ones, this is the first time we've had the opportunity to speak about this. And so if somebody didn't understand where somebody was coming from, and this is the first they heard of it, I appreciate that, but this is the first time we've had a conversation. And again, I'd like to thank the chairman of the board and Jen and Michelle. It's been a good year working with you, and I appreciate all your help. With that, I'll take the motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
Oh, sorry. Again, see, I keep messing up here. Arnie?
Yes.
Tucker?
Yes.
Virginia?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Roland?
Yes.
And it's unanimous. And hopefully this will be my last Zoom meeting, at least with the Warrant Finance Committee. And I hope everybody gets through everything fine. Good night, everybody.
Stay safe.
Everybody.
Right.
Thank you, everybody.
Right.
Stay